Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the AirPods Pro's second generation and basically see how these AirPods have been holding up for the last couple of months. So, nothing crazy, these things are still fairly new, but I still think they're completely worth it. I think they're still very good headphones that Apple made, but I will say that these AirPods kind of made the original AirPods that came out basically back in 2019 at this point, the original AirPod Pros. It's made those AirPods a little bit of a better deal in my opinion, and I do personally think that a set of AirPods like the AirPods Pro 2nd Gen are very, very good devices, and I like these headphones a lot. They're not perfect by any means, but I still think they're very good headphones, but I still think those original AirPod Pros might actually be worth it more so than even these ones. So in terms of those, if you still want to pick up these headphones, by far, please get them in the description below if you want to. You can get them from there. You can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of these AirPods, visually, they do kind of look at least very similar to the AirPods, the original ones. The thing you have to keep in mind with the AirPods Pros 2s, though, is that these things were overall much, they were the same exact design, at least for the tips themselves. The tips in the actual headphone portion are exactly the same thing as basically the original AirPod Pros. For the most part, there's some differences here and there, but the case does have one massive change. And this massive change is pretty much with the, little loop thing that you can actually put in. So with these AirPods, you can actually go ahead on the side of them, you can actually put a little loop around it, which is actually pretty nice because this allows you to go ahead and basically like a keychain or something if you really want to. It's some really cool stuff, and I actually do like that about these headphones. But another cool thing is that you actually have these speakers set at the bottom. So you can actually go ahead, if you want to, you can emit some sort of like speakers coming from this thing, which is actually really nice. Now, these aren't actual speakers you can use. The only real advantage of these types of headphones for the most part is that you can actually go ahead, from what I'm understanding, you can only use them basically for Find My. So if you're going through and if you, let's say, lose these headphones, your only choice here is to go ahead and, utilize Find My. And from here, what's basically going to happen is that these things will start ringing over and over again. And that's kind of what's going to happen. They'll just like kind of trigger the little Find My thing. And that's basically that. So I think it's cool, but it's not anything super crazy. These things still support wireless charging. Now, the original AirPod Pros didn't have MagSafe capability. There was a later version, I think a few years later, that did have that type of capability, but these ones natively come with MagSafe capability, which is an awesome thing in and of itself. Now, Apple also states, and this is something that's pretty cool for the most part, is that they do actually kind of give you up to 2 times more active noise cancellation than the previous generation, which is really cool. And it also gives you a little bit of a better battery life on these types of headphones as well. Now, personally, I've always liked that from these types of headphones because you're able to go ahead and basically pull up with those types of better headphones, which is awesome, but they're also better in battery life. They have better, audio quality, which is pretty awesome. And, these things are almost basically designed to basically be the best of the best that they can be for that type of price tag. And that's always been something that's super important. That's always been something that I loved about these headphones. So although it's not something I would look at as like these are the first headphones you have to buy, personally for me, I think these things have a ton of capability built in. And if you're not a fan or if you don't like the AirPods Maxes, like those big over-ear headphones, these things are very solid options right up there, and they make a lot of sense to buy as well. So those are kind of the good things about them. Now, the only downside, and I've said this for years now, the only downside of these AirPods Pros is that these things fall out of my ear so fast. I can breathe wrong and these things will basically just start popping out of my ear like crazy. And that has been something that's always happening over and over and over again. So my opinion is with these headphones, I probably, would check to see how well these things fit in your ear. Now you have a few options here. You can either buy these things, fit them in the ear. If they fit fine, then return and keep them. But if they don't fit fine, you can always return them. And that's probably what I'd recommend doing. And the reason for that is because these types of AirPods, they just don't really make a lot of sense for me to buy because they just don't fit in my ear. So that's always been something that spoke mountains to me. So keep that in mind because I don't want you guys to buy these headphones if you honestly think they're going to be super, tight in your ear, because they might not be like that for everyone, even if you adjust them. So keep that in mind. But beyond that, these things have been out. There really hasn't been like a crazy amount of defects going on with these things. And I think they've been very solid for the most part. Maybe they wouldn't be the very first headphones I'd recommend buying for the average person. I think either the AirPods 2s or the AirPods 3s would be the ones I'd recommend. But I think these are very good headphones for the most part. And I honestly like these headphones a lot. Are they perfect? Not really, but I think for the most part, they're perfect for a majority of people. And I think these are probably the headphones I'd recommend a majority of people to buy if they, fit perfectly fine in your ear. But just make sure you test them out beforehand and you want to verify that they're actually fully functional and they fit in your ear before actually picking them up. So in terms of that kind of covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.